Hi, this is Chris. Today I'm going to show you up to day 16, the Collage Art Glue Book, the Vintage Christmas Edition by Margarete Miller. And I have been working on this. I did start a little bit before the 1st of December because I haven't done a lot of collaging, at least not since college. And I don't have a lot of pieces, so I spent some time pulling out a lot of the pieces I thought I might need and having them ready. I didn't want to be stressed out every day searching for my pieces. So I spent a couple days just pulling out, going through the book and the prompts and pulling out bits and pieces and in some cases looking online for digital downloads that I could print out. So for December 1st, it was, do you do anything special to prepare for the holiday season? Do you decorate or display something? Find an image of something that goes up around your home and incorporate it in a collage on this page. So I took pictures of some of the items I have collected over the years that I decorate with, large items. For instance, this wooden deer. I'll come in closer. I bought this at a high school crafts fair. His nose lights up and blinks, and he has goofy eyes. And this bear, which I purchased at a local drugstore in their Christmas aisle, he's about 3 feet tall. This one's about 4 feet tall at the top of his head there. And then this polar bear, which I purchased on a trip to Gold Rush Country in California many years ago, and I call him Dawson. So those are three of my favorites that I put up every year for Christmas decorating. December 2nd was a collage assignment. Something beautifully wrapped. I have this package here, a clothing accessory, these fun striped socks, a bit of pink. Here's an image from a magazine. Something with antlers. I wanted to do something different other than a deer or an elk. And I came across this in a gift catalog of this silly antler toss game that you could play at a Christmas party. I thought that was pretty silly. Ink splotches. My splotches didn't work out too well. They soaked in rather than splattering like I tried. And a bonus would be numbers, so I put in this Sudoku answer. And then I put seeing things in a whole new light, which is referring to the antlers. Page 3, a collage assignment. Things with rings. So these handmade pendants, they have rings on them, as well as the wreath that was originally on the page is a ring. These are rings. So a wreath, which is a ring. A word written backwards, so I just wrote love backwards. Something found in a desk. These page reinforcers, plus this mailing label. Something salty. The background is a photograph of a dish of mixed nuts. And the bonus is a rubber stamping, so I stamped on my name. December 4th, red and green are typical Christmas colors. What other color combinations are good Christmas colors? Choose 2 and 3 and collage with them. So I had this older scrapbooking pack that had lots of papers, and everything was in like pinks and blues and pale greens and soft reds. And so I collaged with some of the elements from that scrapbooking pack. Plus I found this cute little picture of these little dogs on some stationery, and I added them to it. So day 5 was a collage assignment, a Santa hat. Here's a Santa hat. Something made of glass. Here's a photograph of my dad's kerosene lamp that I still use when the power goes out. Buttons. I debated putting buttons on here because they're so thick for a book like this, but I decided that I probably won't do a lot of thick items, so I could do a few thick items. Text from a book. Here's a page from an old recipe book, cookery book. Doodles. So these are strips of a digikit from Gail Augustinelli, where she did doodles on her jelly prints. And the bonus was something blue. So I have a blue button, and I have these blue words, and I picked out "The holiday of light brings joy." So for day 6, the collage assignment was a candle or candlelight. So here's a nice big pillar candle. A piece of wrapping paper, this green plaid in the background is the wrapping paper. A line from a song. So here's a piece from a song. Doesn't really mean anything. Squares. So I punched out a bunch of different squares and put them on there. Portion of an envelope. So I pulled out the window envelope, and something with fur. So first I found this cute little mouse, and then I found these dancing hares. Well, they're not dancing, they're probably fighting, but in my mind they're dancing. And so then I typeset "Dancing by Candlelight." So day 7, is there a special scent you connect with Christmas? Fir tree, gingerbread, or spiced orange, for example. Find an image that represents a Christmas scent and collage with it. I really enjoy cinnamon apple spice tea. So I took elements from the packaging. I took these die-cut embossed fall leaves, and here's a piece of fabric with, it's a vintage fabric with apples and some apple blossoms on it, and a pine tree. And then I actually put in one of the tea bags from the apple spice, so that not only do I have the image, but I also have captured the scent. So page 8 was, do you send Christmas cards? Do you like receiving them? Paste one here that you have bought or received. When I got my Gluebook at the beginning of November and I read this prompt, I thought, well, I'm saving this page for a Christmas card from my cousin, because every year she sent Christmas cards that she did herself in color pencil. She would do the color pencil image and then print it out and make her Christmas cards. So I was saving that page for a card from her. Unfortunately, the day before Thanksgiving, she passed away, and I will surely miss her. So this is the card that she sent last year, and inside I put a picture of her here, and then I put a sentiment I found somewhere else that says, "Our loved ones leave behind spaces in the world that can never be filled, but they also leave behind love and light in each of us, sparks of joy and hope that live in our hearts and give strength to our souls." And then behind the Christmas card, I put in smaller images of cards that she has sent in the past. I left room because I'm missing a couple. So this is 2015, 2016, 2017, and this is 2019. So the one from 2018 I can't find, but when I find that, I'll put a copy of that here too. So that page is a memory of my cousin. So page 9 is the collage assignment. A holiday postage stamp. Well, I have a row of British Christmas stamps here. A candy cane. There's 2 of them in here with these figurines. A pair of something, the figurines. A coloring book page. I cut out, or I tore a page to fit in this circle. The circle is part of the original page illustration. And I colored in the coloring book. A feather. So I was going to put a real feather in here, but I couldn't find one that I really liked. And then I found this, it's like a magazine image. It's sort of on cardstock. I'm not sure where I got it. It was already fussy cut. I fussy cut it some time ago for something else and didn't use it. And I thought, well, that doesn't really go with Christmas, but when I laid it down there, I really liked that color on there. So the bonus was handwriting, so I put in this printout of of an old ledger, some handwriting. And then it still needed something, so I added this little jewel. It's a little garnet cut from a jewelry catalog, and I thought that just gave it a little spark. I really liked that. So December 10th was, do you have a favorite Christmas ornament or a favorite style? What does it look like? If you don't have an image, draw it. I took a picture of some of the ornaments I put up every year, even though I don't always put up a Christmas tree. These three ornaments, this one is made of tin, and these are woven. My mother purchased these when our family went on a trip to Olivera Street in downtown Los Angeles many years ago. And there are a few more than this, but these are the largest and the favorite ones. Both of ours, they were our favorites. And then this little angel, I actually have 3 of these. I purchased these when I went on a trip to Copenhagen to visit some cousins on my father's side. And I bought those at a shop in Copenhagen. December 11th is a collage assignment. Sleigh bells. Here are some sleigh bells from a digi-kit. Something found in a kitchen drawer. This was hard, but I ended up putting in this little bit of yellow twist tie. And I thought it added a nice little bright color. It kind of picks up a little bit of this yellowish green up here. A floor or rug pattern. So I tore out this rug from a catalog. A tea bag cover. Here are the covers from a couple of the teas that I like, licorice spice and chai spice. And here's the little tea tag with a sleigh bell on it. A fireplace and mantel. So I have this from an antique magazine from the magazine was from the 1920s. The illustration depicts a much earlier time, but it has a mantel. And then a piece of washi tape is a bonus. So I put some of my Christmas washi tapes in back here. So December 12th, the month of December can be quite busy, which requires you to find time to relax. Collage with some images that fill you with peace and tranquility. So I found this beautiful picture of a garden with a nice lawn and a little bench. And it's just so pretty and tranquil. I would love to be able to have a garden like that. And then I imagine this garden would be behind a cute little cottage like this. I think that's really sweet. So that's my backyard retreat. Okay, December 13th with a collage assignment. A fancy bow. So put in this gold bow, an angel. Here's an angel with a tree and a candle. A ticket, admit 1. Something stenciled. So this wood grain in the background is a stencil that I stenciled onto a piece of striped scrapbooking paper, and the stripes are rustic looking, so they look a little bit like painted wood. And that takes care of a pattern with stripes. The bonus is something that starts with K. So I love cats, so I put K for kittens. And I just picked out some different children's book illustrations and some sticker images that I had. And I put The Adventures of Kittens, admit 1. So December 14th was a collage assignment. Holly leaves. So these holly leaves are from a digital printout. A nutcracker. I didn't have a nutcracker, and I thought that I would find an actual nutcracker, like a metal cracker we used to use to crack walnuts when I was a kid, but I couldn't find one of those either. And then I was looking for something else, and I found this in a little thank you packet that I got from an Etsy shop when I bought something. They included this little already cut out nutcracker, so I stuck him in there. Cursive handwriting, another piece of the digital ledger paper here. A path or road, so this illustration from a magazine of this path going up to this house, and this girl has cut herself a little Christmas tree, and her dogs are are playing with her and the chickens out here. I thought that was a cute illustration. Something sticky, so I just stuck this fruit barcode on there. And the bonus is graph paper, so I put some tea-dyed graph paper in the back. Number 15 is, have you noticed specialty Christmas foods in the grocery store? Have you bought any? Is there anything you'd love to buy but won't? Well, there's fruitcake. Fruitcake is one of those things you either hate or you love, it seems to me. And I love it. I love fruitcake. And I usually won't buy it in the market because it's very expensive, but I did actually end up buying some online this year. And so I've got my fruitcake and also these little torts that are very good, fun to have at Christmas time. And I'm going to put some of these out when I invite my friend over before Christmas. December 16th. What kinds of things fit in a Christmas stocking? Collage with images of things you'd pack for a friend or loved one. Well, I've never really had to pack a stocking for a friend or a loved one. So what I did was a memory of stockings from when I was a child. My mother always put an orange in the toe of our stocking. That was tradition. It started back in the days long ago when oranges were a rare treat for people who didn't live in California or places where they grow in the South or Florida, but people in the North and the Northeast and the Northwest, oranges were a rare treat in the wintertime. And so getting an orange in your stocking was a big deal. But that was eons ago. Now we can get just about anything at any time. And so we usually got a toy, so this kind of looks like a block of chocolate, but it's actually a wooden puzzle. And then the ribbon candy, which my mother didn't buy this very often, but I remember my aunt always had a dish of ribbon candy on her table at Christmas time. And then, of course, I would have loved to have had a puppy in my stocking. And so I'll stop it there, and then after the 1st, this book goes through to January 1st. After the 1st, I'll do a part 2. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how I do my glue book. I've colored in with colored pencil the original drawing around the edge. I try different types of collaging, for instance, with the Stabilo pencil and the water brush, outlining some items. Here I've outlined it with a watercolor pencil in brown. This one doesn't have any outlining and has very little bit of inking on the edges of the images to help them stand out. Here's a little bit of the Stabilo pencil on here and adding shadows and drop shadows. This one is darker, as is this one, but it's mostly just on the edges. It's not on this side, it's just on the shadow edge. And then a simple photo mat with a watercolor pencil around the edges here. And here's the Stabilo pencil around this one. This one has no outlining. I have used gold foil to underline and mat the different words. This one I used a blue watercolor pencil to do some shadowing. And this one again, the Stabilo pencil. And this one I used the technique of the Stabilo pencil around the outside and the little white dots with the white gel pen. I learned this from Diane Hubert at Pretty Pink Cottage, and she learned it from, I think, Diane Fogel, but I haven't been able to find anything about Diane Fogel on the internet. And this one has the brown watercolor outlining on it. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you're making a glue book too. I go on the internet and I look to see what others are doing. It's amazing how many different interpretations there are and how many styles there are for each of these prompts. It's a lot of fun to check them out. Thanks for watching and have a great day crafting. Bye-bye.